Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. This is being recorded on Twitch. If you don't know, I have a Twitch channel, toddreacts. Well, it's not toddreacts.com. That's the website. It's just Todd Reacts, one word. You should be able to find it. Links available on the website if you want a shortcut. And under this video. So we are going to do another 5 videos today. I'm exhausted. So I've been drinking some energy drink to try to wake me up. I'm sure these videos will do it. Hope you enjoyed the last one. That was the first ever reaction live stream. I've never done that before. It was definitely interesting. One thing I noticed is the fact that, I don't know, I kind of talk faster whenever I do live streams. I don't know why that is. I think it feels like I have to fill space or something like that. I'll work on it. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how this evolves going forward. But we got 5 videos today, just like last time. Problem with the last time is I didn't upload the videos prior to recording or streaming. So that Taylor Tomlinson video did get blocked by YouTube. Well, not by YouTube, but by the copyright holder. So I had to actually cut that part out, which took forever. So it didn't take quite as long as it would have to edit every single individual video into its own video and then upload those and whatnot. But it did take a little time. So hopefully this stream goes a little better, a little faster. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'm excited to get into it. We got an eclectic group today. Very eclectic. We got the Untamed. We got the Buccaneers. We got some Gilmore Girls. What else we got? Let's see. That's the Gilmore Girls. That's the Untamed. Let's see. What's that next video? Buccaneers. We're going to end on the Buccaneers. Oh, Bridgerton. Bridgerton as well. So it's a nice group. I hope you enjoy all of them. I will... Like I did last time, it's the first time I've ever done timestamps, and I think it worked out okay. Let me know down below in the comments. I think they worked fine. I even tested them or whatnot, but we'll see. We'll see. So we'll be including those next time as well. The first video is actually Ethan and Vanessa from Penny Dreadful, entitled West Coast. Which has got to be the name of the song, because I don't think they were on the West Coast. Let's go ahead and jump in. I hope the audio's good. I have no idea. Let me check. Yep. All right. Let's go.
On the West Coast, they got a saying, if you're not drinking, then you're not playing. You got the music. You got the music in you. Don't you? Down on the West Coast, I get the feeling that it all could happen. That's why I'm leaving you for the moment. You for the moment, boy. You find high, push up, feeling hot to the touch. Say you miss me and I say I wanna miss you so much. Something keeps me real quiet. I'm alive, I'm alive. Your love, your love, your love. See my sweet heart swinging, Parliament's on fire and his hands are up. On the balcony I'm singing, ooh baby, I'm in love. I can see my sweet heart swinging.
I'll say it again. If you have not seen this show, you need to. It's very entertaining. It is super entertaining.
the cell with your bottom boy to I desire your love, your love, your love. I can see my baby swinging, elements on fire and his hands are up. On the balcony I'm singing, ooh baby, I'm in love. And I can see my sweet girl swaying, crazy you go bound.
You know, part of this might have been trauma bonding, as with most television shows.
Baby, I'm in love. And I can see my sweet boy swinging, elements on fire and his hands are up. On the balcony I'm singing, ooh baby, I'm in love. And I can see my sweet girl swaying, crazy you go bound up for my love. On the balcony
This song is straight falsetto. Oh my gosh.
I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love.
Beautiful edit. Link down below in the description for the original. Go throw out some love on the YouTube channel. It's in the description. Well, something tells me by the end of that song or recording, or however many takes it took, that guy's voice hurt. There's no way. I'm listening to it and I'm just thinking, if I tried to do that, I would be like raw. Like, that would hurt. Oh my gosh. Definitely a bit of a trauma bond between those two, going through some really heinous stuff. I don't want to spoil any of it. So I'll just say, yeah, they go through a lot of trials and tribulations. And maybe they bond through that. Possibly, right? But boy, it's tough to find that, love, relationship, kinship, whatever, in moments like that. But it kind of brings people together. There's just something about, I don't know, finding someone that has your back and you also have their back. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you know as long as they have your back and you obviously care about them, that you're going to be fine, regardless of what happens. Like you're going to be solid in your knowledge that you tried everything you could. You had somebody behind you. You had somebody looking out for you. You were looking out for somebody, and it just wasn't good enough. It is what it is. You'd accept it. But if you're completely alone, then it gets a little tricky, because then it's all on you. You can look at it and go, well, if I found other people that, wanted to fight the good fight with me, I might have had a better chance. Yeah, that show, if you have not seen it, is very entertaining. It's a little dark. It's a great, you know what it is? It's a great October show. Fantastic October show. Very much like Supernatural or something like that, where it's got that grittiness to it. It's dark. And it just kind of fits the mood of that month perfectly, as the seasons are changing and it's getting colder and, the trees start losing some leaves. It's perfect for that. I don't remember when exactly I watched it. I think I actually did watch it sometime around October, which I was just like, you know what? I usually don't watch shows like this, but I'm going to give it a shot. Why not? And I was pleasantly surprised. I would say I try to give shows at least 3 episodes. Sometimes if it's more of like a pop culture phenomenon, I'll give it like 6 episodes. Because, all right, some shows like Game of Thrones, to me, took me almost the entire first season to get hooked on it. Because it was a lot of names I couldn't pronounce or remember. I still can't remember. It was a lot of names I couldn't pronounce or remember. A lot of locations, a lot of people, a lot of slow-moving politics, trying to figure out who's in charge, who's going for it, what's happening, who's this person, what's their relationship to that person. And it's just a lot of figuring out. It's building quite a large universe, I guess you could say. Although, oh God, I hate that we now use universe for everything because of Marvel. Oh, the cinematic universe of, James Bond, or the cinematic universe of Star Trek. And it's just like, all right, can we not? Can we not? It doesn't have to describe everything, okay? But I guess I'll say the story of Game of Thrones is very in-depth. And I never read any of the books. I never really looked into it before watching it. So it took me almost the entire first season to get into it and want to watch the second season. Obviously, with Ned Stark, meeting his demise, that spurred me to keep going quite a bit because I was just like, oh, wow. I thought he was going to be like the lead, the star. And that's just not the case. And everyone else was talking about the series. So I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a decent shot. So I gave it like 6 or 7 episodes. And I kept going. And then some shows, you watch like 3 episodes and you're like, I don't need to give it any more time. I'm done. Or very, very few shows are like a one and done episode, but they're out there. They're out there for sure. One of them, because I think I saw numbers for the drop-off after the first episode, was Rings of Power on Amazon. The Lord of the Rings Amazon show. Apparently the drop-off after the first episode was huge. Huge. So people checked in. They're like, all right, let's see what this is about. And then they just stopped watching. And I think it was somewhere like 60% or something. Actually, let me see if I can find a number on that. Drop off of Rings of Power per episode. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. All right. After a $1 billion budget, the Rings of Power only had a 37% completion rate in the US and 45% internationally. That's still under half. A third of people actually finished it. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. This is a comment, the top comment. I can't imagine why they spent $1 billion on this show and picked brand new showrunners. Not one big name actor. Shit, even the writers for the show are well established. They've all written some great shows. Better Call Saul, Fringe, but somehow this show had member berries galore. Even a member berry cliffhanger and poor dialogue. The fault has to be with the showrunners for the result. I've had a hard time believing that the trio of writers was just this bad. And why didn't they get at least one big name actor? Witcher has had Cavill at this point. Game of Thrones started with Sean Bean. Yes, exactly. That's crazy that Sean Bean was like the big name get for Game of Thrones. And then they just, boom. As soon as they hooked people, they got rid of him. Even Shadow and Bone got Ben Barnes, who's not a nobody. Wow. Yeah, that's for $1 billion. The all-star cast they could have had for $1 billion, at least one or two, is crazy. Obviously, they spent a lot of it on costumes and setting and moving people over to New Zealand, right? To film it. But yeah, this number is crazy. That is a crazy number. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Anyway, so very few shows are like that, where you get just a complete drop-off of viewership. But they're out there, obviously. Yeah, that show, Penny Dreadful, is definitely worth at least 3 episodes to watch. I don't think it'll take that long if you haven't seen it. It's got all the characters you could want. Dorian Gray, Frankenstein's monster. Like, it is packed full of cool characters. And they don't waste them either. It's very nice. It's very nicely done. All right, video 2. Video 2 is Wei Wuxian Dynasty from the show The Untamed. I've seen quite a few edits for The Untamed. They are always beautiful. Obviously, they mostly have a bunch of, what would you say, video filters on them? And it makes it look a little cartoonish, but it is beautiful nonetheless. And I have seen some without the filters, which are gorgeous still. Let's go ahead and hop in. Obviously, this is the animation.
Some days it's hard to see. If I was a fool, or you, I think made it through the maze to find my
I did not realize there were subtitles
one
on this. Hold on a second.
and now you're just a page torn from the story I'm living. And all I gave you is
Really gorgeous art style, for sure.
And all I gave you is
I mean, it doesn't hurt. Wow. What an edit. First off, great edit. Link down below in the description in YouTube's description. For the original edit, go throw it some love. Something I will say is that animation style Like the flames looked incredible. The eyes, the zoom in, like the cinematography of it was gorgeous. And one thing that you'll never be able to duplicate in real life. One thing you'll never be able to duplicate in real life is, I mean, the smoke, the anger, the emotion, like the raw emotion, like showing the lines and everything. Like that's a lot of stuff that you just can't really get across unless it is drawn. Because when it's drawn, you can make anything possible. Literally, there's no budget. So you could have the craziest backgrounds, gorgeous. You know, you can have the wildest fight scenes just because you can do more by writing it down or drawing it than you could ever do with physical effects or even CGI. CGI would take tons of money, tons of hours, tons of people when, yeah, it might take a few artists to do it, but you could do literally anything. It's really stunning. It's one of those things where I'm just like, you know, I'm not a huge fan of animation at all. I don't really watch any of that content, like the what would you call it? Hold on a second. I mean, what the heck is this called? I forget the name immediately. Donghua? I don't think I'm saying that right, but I tried it. You don't really get the emotion, the atmosphere of a donghua with motion pictures, with, you know, a live action is what they call it, I guess. Live action movie or show. And it is something that I'm not really into, but I get why people are into it because it is just so much more. I wouldn't say it's more that you can lose yourself in it, but it does portray more things well, as opposed to live action, where you rely heavily on the actor's ability to convey those emotions. Not all actors are great, certainly. And, you know, the lighting has to be good, the atmosphere, the camera angles, all that stuff that you can account for and more with animation. It's crazy. It's crazy. For something that I'm not into, I can definitely see the appeal. It's I don't know. There is something nice about it. Like it's almost like a blast from the past, like comforting about it. Because I grew up watching cartoons all the time, you know, Saturday morning cartoons or after school cartoons, Arthur, Doug, all that stuff. And there is something relaxing about it. Almost nostalgic in a way. So I get that. But to add on top of that violence and like adult themes and stuff like that, I mean, it makes sense. I get it. Boy, there was a lot of emotion in that. That was so cool. That was a beautiful edit. The song went with it beautifully. It made me, if that was the first ever thing you've seen of that, it would make you watch it for sure. Or at least one episode. Because you know, just from that there's going to be some wild stuff going on. And it's going to be entertaining. For sure. Good grief. I thought it was the live action. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, wonderful video. I guess I'm just really shocked at the cinematography of it. But I shouldn't be, because when you're animating something or drawing something, you can make it be whatever you want. So as long as you know what, I'm really impressed by the ability to see. All right, so to be able to come up with storyboards, which is like each scene in an animation, that's really impressive. And to have like, okay, I want a tight shot here and I want to pan out there and I want to, up and under and give an angle and whatnot. It's really impressive. It's really impressive. Like, I could never think that through and have that ready to go. There's no way. I'm not a director. I'm not a cinematographer. I'm in awe of people that can do that. Like Christopher Nolan with all his gorgeous Oppenheimer and Interstellar and stuff like that. Like, the ability to have a story and then take that and then go, okay, we want a tight shot here, and we want to move the camera this way on one of those floaty things, and then on the track thing, and spin around the character, and then an upward shot downwards. And it's just like, how do you come up with that? Like, how? It is definitely a talent. It is for sure a talent that I do not possess. But the beauty of being able to do that via animation or, I don't know a better way, Donghua. The ability to do that is incredible. And I am forever jealous, because it must be fascinating to see these things in your head and to then have them done. Incredible. Ay. All right. Video 3 is Jess and Luke. I'm Always Here from the show Gilmore Girls. And I think I have this pulled up. Pretty sure.
I know I took the path that you would never want for me. I know I let
Where are you going? Out.
So many sleepless
Hey, you're home late. Traffic, right.
What? I'm just a slave
I need the music on to sleep. I'm the one who's saving your ass constantly. I'm the one who just wrote a check to Kyle's father so he wouldn't press charges against you. I'm the one trying to knock some sense into that thick head of yours about the future. Oh, here we go. You don't take anything seriously. That's why you're doing so crappy in school. You're smart enough. You read more than anyone I've ever seen. There's no reason why you should be barely graduating.
An innocent boy like me should not be raised in an atmosphere like this.
Yes?
I am
Like
reacting
that shirt. It brings out my eyes. So you think this is funny, huh?
to.
I'm sorry, I thought this was a
Twitch videos.
uniform. Oh, you are really funny.
I want to be good, life's just not letting me.
You ever worry that if a bird flies into your head, it might never get out again?
If you ever manage to
Right
grow
now
up
it's
and
a
get
Gilmore
yourself
Girls.
together and drop the selfish, self-destructive behavior that you are so fond of, if that ever happens, you are going to look back on this moment and you are going to feel like a big steaming mound of crap that you missed.
I don't hate you. I came here because of you. Stop that. You said it was important to you, remember?
No one is asking for your help. No one wants your help. Focus on your own life and leave everyone else alone.
I'm trying to help you.
Well,
Bit,
stop trying. Stop
aggro
talking to me.
here.
Stop following me. Stop asking me questions. Just stop.
That's what you want?
Yes.
That's really what you want?
Yes.
Fine, you got it.
Thank you.
This is Devin. Hey, I went to Rory's grandmother yesterday. She punched you? That's your room.
I was attacked by a swan, okay? That stupid bird attacked me. He could have blinded me.
I'm out of here.
I am not going back to school.
So that's it.
That's it.
Then you gotta go.
Wow.
Luke,
I failed him.
you did not fail him. You supported him. You defended him. You gave him a chance. And if he chose not to take it, there's nothing more
I'm
you
missing.
could do.
I'm missing a bit of love in this
I'm
connection
very
here.
proud of you, of this, of what you're going for here. I don't get all of it, but I may.
I want to come back.
I'm here, Jess. I'm always here.
I want to pay you back. All the money.
You don't have to.
I want to. And I appreciate it. Everything.
I was there for you when no one else was, and I want you there, and you owe me.
It's been a while since I've heard this song.
So do I.
So you got the invite.
I got the invite.
Guess I didn't think you'd come.
You guessed wrong, nephew.
Cool. I'm so proud of my boy. Stop it.
Hey, wave a flag and sing God Bless America, please. Goodbye.
Turn around. This one. How'd it work out?
Ty was perfect.
I wasn't here last night.
You're always your Uncle Luke in my heart. You are a very handsome man.
All right.
He's very hot.
I got it.
Randy Gerber, enough.
Jess, are you a gigolo?
What?
I don't know.
They have amazing communication.
Link down below in the YouTube description for that original video. Go throw it some love. That was beautifully done. So the big question is Jess... All right, so Luke is Jess's uncle. What happened to his father? Because he's given him the business a lot of that time. Luke is definitely, I guess you could say, being very stern with him to the point of, I mean, I'm expecting fathership for that. He left for the milk. Yeah, it seems like it. That's tough because if you're a reckless kid or quite independent, I guess you could say, it's going to take quite a bit of effort to kind of reel that in and, you know, make somebody not fly off the handle. But yeah, that is, wow, quite the talking to. I don't think I ever, well, I did, let me take that back. I did have a couple of those talking tos over the years, but never to the point of, that. Like, I never had, you could never make like a highlight reel of it. I was a pretty decent kid. I never did anything too crazy, but I certainly knew kids in school that definitely did get that talking to. And unfortunately, oh my gosh, one of the most, like cringe, is cringe a good word for it? One of the most embarrassing, like secondhand embarrassment, is when you're in front of somebody whose parent is like talking down to them or correcting them or trying to, you know, get their behavior in check. Like, that is so awful. I've done that. I've been in that situation where you're just sitting in the car and the parent is talking to your friend, like putting him down or getting him in order or whatnot. And you're just sitting there like, get me out of this car. Get me out of here. Anywhere but here, actually. Would be great. Oh my gosh. Oh, oof, it gives you chills just thinking about it. Gilmore Girls seems like a really good relationship show between Rory and Lorelai and Jess and Luke. It seems like a really good show based on certain relationships, whether you have those relationships in your life or you don't. It's something that you could probably learn from. That's what I'm kind of taking from it. It is definitely interesting. I want to look more into their relationship. Obviously, if you have more context, let me know. Let's see. Actually, hold on a second. That's all right, here we go. What even is this? Are you team Dean, Jess, Logan? Would you why am I in this? Come on now. All right. Jess accusing Luke of making everything worse and people feeling bad about disappointing him. Find this quite sad. Well written and acted scene. That's one thing I have noticed is it seems like the interpersonal relationships in Gilmore Girls is really beautiful. Like, it's well written. Obviously that one didn't have a lot of that, like not a lot of context, but they are quite nice. I have seen some actual back and forths. Okay, can we talk about how disrespectful Jess is towards Luke? I just hate the way he treats him, man. But I'm still on season 3, so don't judge. Not sure if he's going to have some type of character development. Well, I'm assuming he did. I am assuming he did have some character development there. As with all of us as we're growing up, you know, there's that bit of rebellion, that bit of not going after, not wanting to follow along too closely to your parents or your guardians' words of advice. And over time, you start to get more appreciative of it, if they were a good parent or guardian. But yeah, a lot of times I was just like, that's so stupid. Why would they say that? I'm not getting the support I need. And then looking back, hindsight's 2020. Getting a little older, looking back, I just go, you know what? They had my best interest at heart. And I think I was a little ungrateful. But you do realize that as you get older. And you're just like, you know what? Raising children is a tough, tough business. And you kind of learn to respect what they tried to do, at least. They might not have done it perfectly, but they tried, right? Jess had a lot stacked against him as a kid and a lot of trouble with authority that unfortunately got heaped on Luke. Yeah, that sounds about right. That said, Jess and Luke have probably the most satisfying journey together over the course of the show, so stay tuned. See, that's what I kind of figured. They would eventually come around to it. Certainly, Luke is probably just aggravated that Jess isn't more, I don't know what you could say, appreciative of Luke and his life. And then Jess probably comes around and, accepts the fact that life's been tough, but you don't take it out on other people. Jess came from a background with no reliable parents in his life. Luke's wholly unprepared and emotionally ill-equipped to manage that, and whilst, wow, I'd never use that word, whilst Jess certainly has attitude and a huge amount of distrust towards adults, right, Luke also fails to try and understand why he is the way he is. That makes a lot of sense. He's just like, stop being hard-headed, all right? Stop being hard-headed and just do it. They both make a lot of mistakes with each other, but their journey is overall one of the best of the show. Stay tuned. Edit removed potential spoilers. Well, yeah, don't spoil. They said they're only on season 3. But yeah, that was... I could see the disconnect there and where they're just butting heads. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a pretty realistic story, honestly. So that's really nice. That is really nice. That was a great edit. And it kind of gave credence to both of those being, troubled background and also the guy who wants the best for you, but is not really understanding why you are the way you are. Yikes. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Next on the list is Benedict and Eloise. I think that's how you say it. Eloise? Being the best sibling duo. This is from the show Bridgerton. I don't know if you've seen it. I have not seen it. I've seen a couple edits so far. You know what I love about it? I love the fact that it's one of those period pieces. I'm a big fan of period pieces. I don't know if you enjoy them or not, but the outfits, just the differences between then and now is just stunning to me. I enjoy it. It's kind of a look into the past. Yeah, they've always appealed to me. I don't know why. They just have. Like all those Jane Austen shows, fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. I've never even read one of those books, but I've seen most of the movies. Just because I love period pieces. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go ahead and jump in to Bridgerton, and then we'll look up a little bit more about Eloise and what's his name? Benedict. Let's go.
I do not share my food.
I'll not do what you did the other morning ever again. Do you understand, Eloise?
Oh, you mean visiting my new acquaintance, Madame Delacroix?
She's not your...
I was wrong about her, brother. She's wonderful. You have nothing to worry about.
I was not worried about anything.
Not worried about what?
I have a friendship with Genevieve Delacroix. The modiste.
Good for you, brother. You deserve contentment. We all do. If the lady contributes to that, then I'm happy for you.
Your piano forte is quite impressive. Join me, brother.
Yes, God, why not a song?
If I must.
Whatever is in those candies.
Let Martha bound.
Eloise Bridgerton.
That's Shyy. Ugh.
Go on then. Chastise me.
Spare one for me?
Oh, all right.
Suppose I desire something different.
How do you mean?
Just different. I watched Daphne prepare for these balls, with all of those dresses and the many suitors, and I am exhausted. Suppose I want a different life, Benedict. That I truly believe I am quite capable of something more, even when I am not allowed to have anything else.
Then I would say that you're not the only one.
Now that is sweet. That is really sweet.
How long is this concert?
3 hours?
Oh.
4? Though I certainly have already heard enough.
You are my most favorite brother. Do you know that? How does a lady come to be with child?
Eloise, what a question.
I thought one needed to be married.
Whatever are you talking about?
Apparently, it's not even a requirement.
Eloise, that is more than enough. Daphne, please, you were playing so lovely. Please do go on.
I take it the two of you? No?
Do not look at me.
Have you ever visited a farm?
No. Oh! I do hope the two of you are not encouraging improper topics of conversation.
Not at all, Mother.
In fact, we were just heading off to take our sticks out.
Colin Bridgerton.
Around a fencing.
Miss, Humboldt is coming.
Creative language, that's for sure. The edit is beautiful. I do enjoy the edit. You can tell this person has a great sense of humor.
I would like to make a stop and pick up a friend.
A friend?
Should I not have a friend? Not bound by the rules of society. Please do not tell Mother.
Why are we at the Modiste?
Mademoiselle Bridgerton.
This is my sister Louise, and we will be dropping her at home.
How was your night, ma chérie?
It was everything I expected. Horrible and terribly boring.
Give my regards to Madame Delacroix.
Oh, your regards will have to wait, now. Seems she's making a short trip back to France.
Oh, you're not going to say goodbye to her?
I did last night, if you must know. We went to a party together. Very good party.
You were with Madame Delacroix last night?
Yes. No, please do not tell our sister that I left in the middle of the ball, either. What is it?
If you were with Madame Delacroix last night, then she is not, then she cannot be.
And yet,
Oh dear.
there is no ending in sight for this author.
Julie Andrews narrates this show? What? That's awesome.
I found bits of your sketchbook in the fireplace.
You spying on me now?
You would actually have to be interesting for me to bother spying on you.
The drawings in that sketchbook were abominable. I could not stand to look at them.
Yes, I believe that is why they call it a sketchbook. I write in my diary, which is not the same as writing in my novel. Oh, it must be so very difficult to want something and not be able to get it. If you enjoy drawing but need practice, then practice. Hire a drawing master. Find a young lady to act impressed. If you desire the sun and the moon, all you have to do is go out and shoot at the sky. Some of us cannot. Look no further than Lady Whistledown. She possesses a huge talent for writing, and yet she must hide away and publish under a false name.
Yes, because if anyone knew who Whistledown truly was, she'd be strung up for what she said.
That is not my point. Whistledown is a woman. Therefore, she has nothing. And still, she writes. You're a man, therefore you have everything. You are able to do whatever you want. So do it. Be bold. At least that way I can live vicariously through you.
Eloise? Are you Lady Whistledown? You're an accomplished writer. We're scribbling in that diary of yours, and you certainly know everyone else's business. With more opinions than anyone else I know in London. You'd have my full support and admiration either way, sister. So? Is it you?
No. Though if it were, do you honestly think that I'd admit it?
That's amazing.
And where did you meet her?
About town.
At a shop?
Should you not be off somewhere getting ready to attend your very first ball?
The places my Madame Delacroix frequent besides her shop.
Many places, Eloise, for her many interests.
You mean her many secrets? You should be careful, Benedict. Madame Delacroix may not be who you think she is, and consorting with her, well, there may be consequences.
I would have expected this from anyone but you. You think just because Madame Delacroix has a paid occupation, or because she does not reside within the bounds of Grosvenor Square, she's different? Is that it? That she's somehow less deserving of my attention because she's not whom polite society deems appropriate?
It's not what I'm saying at
all. What are you saying?
You are right. Perhaps I should go and prepare for our sister's ball.
Perhaps you should.
I shall write to you all from Greece.
Do not forget to bring me a gift. It is not a gift if you have to ask. I would fancy anything blue or white.
Yep. Very specific.
I'll do it. She likes me much better than you, Benedict.
Did you say that?
Everyone says that.
Oh.
You must make haste! Should you think she heard me?
How very perfect.
I think
indeed.
so. Beautiful. Great edit. It provided a lot of context, which is amazing. Usually you don't get that, so I was really surprised by it. Beautiful edit. Link down below in the YouTube description. Go throw it some love. One thing that's very noticeable there is the fact that they have each other's back completely. And that is kind of the beautiful built-in thing with siblings, is that you have each other's back. You're in the same situation. You're related. It's not like a friendship where you can fall out easily. There's just a natural connection there where you're just in it for life. Friends can come and go. Quite often they do. I am well aware of that. But siblings, brothers, sisters, whatever, are for life. Life. And they're going to be around much longer than your parents. So you got to lean on them, right? If they're, willing to put in that time and effort with you, and you're not having this, drag them out, beat down relationship. But it's one of those things where it is a lifetime, so you have a lot of time to repair it if it is negative, or, you kind of avoid them or they avoid you. There is time to make that up. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people leave it to their deathbed to finally apologize or, accept the reality that they grew apart, and to have any sort of positive thing to say about them. But you get that opportunity at least, It is it is interesting because as you get older and your parents get older and they pass on, I guess we'll say, you really do lean into your siblings because they're the only immediate family from that family that you have left. Obviously, if you get a spouse or whatever, that creates a whole new family. But they're still the only people with ties to your childhood around, which is powerful, certainly. I've always enjoyed hanging with my brothers. What's interesting is we can be physically separated for a long time and a pretty great distance. But as soon as we come back together for like a holiday or something, it is like high school all over again. Like it is wildly hilarious, to just see how fast we can mold back together as quite a unit. It is interesting. It's great. I do enjoy it. Probably should hang a little bit more often, have to do it via like Zoom or something, like a video conferencing, because I'm many states away from both my brothers, but it is life. And video conferencing like FaceTime or Zoom or whatever you use is pretty amazing. It shortens the distance quite a bit, where, back in the day, you get on a phone, you can't really see them. It's just a voice. You can't check in and, get that icon. Well, okay. Most of the time, unless you're on a phone and even on a phone, you're looking at the screen. You're looking at their face, right? And you're not looking at the camera, which is the eye contact. Because if you look at the camera, you're not seeing them. But if you look at their face, what they're seeing is you looking down. It's not perfect, okay? What would be perfect is having a camera in, like, under the glass of the screen. So you're looking at them, but you're also creating eye contact, and they're creating eye contact with you back. But that technology is not great. I don't know if you've ever seen those. I can't remember what phone manufacturer did it. Was it Huawei or something? I can't remember, but they did the selfie camera under the glass. So it was like looking through the glass at you. So it was literally no bezels, screen, 100% of the phone almost. But the problem with that is the photo was just so like fuzzy and not sharp at all. It was not sharp. And that was, wiped off and everything cleaned. It was still not sharp. So they haven't figured it out quite yet, how to look through the glass without any distortion. But if they can do that, that would be impressive, because it would change completely how you video conference with anybody. It would be perfect. Anyway, beautiful relationship there. Very friendly, very supportive. Obviously, when you're in a situation like that, that is very polite society. And you're going to be dealing with quite a bit of backstabbing. I mean, if you've seen any sort of like The Bear or what was that show called with the Medici? Was it just Medici? I can't remember. Game of Thrones obviously is a good one to point out. But anything where there's power or relationships with powerful people or within that sphere, you're going to get backstabbed. There's going to be gossip. Like, it is just brutal to watch. I'm sure it's brutal to live through. So to have somebody that has your back like that, that's willing to look out for you and, support you and all that stuff, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. All right, I did want to look up their relationship and see if I can get a bit more, because I haven't seen Bridgerton, but it looks amazing. Eloise and Benedict obviously have an intensely special bond and seem to understand each other best of the family. Seeing as Benedict was a fair bit older than Eloise and being a boy would have been quite a different education, I'm curious as to where the origin of this bond began. Eloise is the second daughter behind Daphne. The Diamond. Benedict is the second son behind Anthony, who sacrificed to keep the family afloat and thriving. Eloise and Benedict see themselves as the seconds behind seemingly perfect older sibs. Oh, okay. All right. I see it. I don't know if this is always the case, but it seems like it. The firstborn is always preferred. Always preferred. I don't know why. I guess it's just because it's the first. And every child after that, parents will say, oh, we love all our kids equally. But that firstborn gets a lot of preference because that was the first. Every time you do something first, it has more importance. In season 2, I was struck by how mature, observant, and insightful Daphne was when compared to Colin, who is older than she. I think Violet leaned heavily on both Anthony and Daphne, and thus those two were more responsible and seemingly perfect. So true, I remember reading in one of the Rokesby books, can't remember which one, where Violet discusses that she does not remember how Benedict was as a baby, and if that makes her a bad mother. Kinda sad, but I relate to the fate of being a second/middle child. Yes, the famous middle child syndrome, where you're constantly looking for attention because you feel like the firstborn gets more of the attention. And that can certainly affect your personality. Both Anthony and Daphne conform perfectly to their society's expectations of how men and women are supposed to be, and this creates a huge pressure on the ones immediately after them. There you go. Benedict and Eloise are the perfect antithesis to these characters with an alternate intelligence, which is not usual in that society, an artist and a feminist. Benedict dreads the fact that he might ever be forced to lead the family as Viscount, and Eloise dreads the entire business of being a diamond, quote-unquote diamond, and the institution of marriage. Oh yeah, married away for clout or whatever. In such a case, they realize their fears and similarities in each other, which draws them together, and even reason out their fears together because they know the other's pressures exactly, which is why most of their heart-to-heart takes place out in the open, away from the main house, where they encourage the other to take risks without society impinging on their dreams. That is beautiful. That is beautifully put. That is a great encapsulation by mental rot. That's really nice. But yeah, I can see how they would certainly come together based on that. That's kind of cool. That's almost like the showrunner or the writers basically saying, all right, these two characters are two people not of this time. They might be, way ahead of their time or whatever. And it almost gives us a bit of placement in the show as the audience, where you're looking at it and you're just like, oh, I can kind of see myself in there. Like they're voicing opinions that I might have in current day back then. And it kind of pulls you in to the story a little bit more, and it makes you like them more because they're slightly more relatable than, the prim and proper of the court, I guess you could call it, where everyone's just, I don't know, what's a good way to put it? Passive aggressive, hidden, mysterious, sniping at people, but in a like clever way. Like that's the beauty of some of these period shows, is that it's very much like super passive aggressive, super snipey at people, judgmental. It's weird because everyone talks like they're very highfalutin, high class, But also when you listen to their words, you're just like, everyone's a jerk. What is going on here? Like no one's open and honest with each other. But it's nice to see Eloise and Benedict as brother and sister kind of in a more relatable way. Almost like they understand the absurdity of the time, which is very cool. Super cool. Love that relationship, that brother and sister support that they have for each other. That's amazing. That is truly amazing. The last video of the stream is the Buccaneers, What Was I Made For? I have no idea what the Buccaneers is. I've been instructed to check it out after the video. So this is a complete cold reaction, as most of these are. Actually, all of these are today. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. And yeah, I might talk a little bit more about the future of the channel again, just to kind of reiterate it towards the end here. And let's go ahead and jump in to the sponsor of this video, which is myself. All right. Welcome back. Let's jump into it.
Like cattle.
Rather harsh. I think they're all lovely.
Yes, they are lovely as anything, but they're also human beings who are funny and smart. Why'd you let Jean think the invitation came from Guy?
Just because I didn't want it doesn't mean Jean isn't a perfectly good choice for Guy.
Well, she's not a hat that you can just toss around just because it doesn't suit you.
You were the pick of that ball. On that staircase, everyone said so.
Here's one thing I don't quite understand by the edits is why would you use I get it because the music's amazing, but why would you use blatant copyright music to do this? It doesn't make any sense to me. I get it because the music's amazing, but also part of me is just like, why not use some royalty-free music?
You were the beauty of the season. Everyone said so. Haven't you heard? It's not nearly enough anymore.
Silence. No voice. No opinions.
My whole life, I've been told to make less noise. And now everyone's wondering why they can't hear me.
It's different for us.
Americans.
Women. We are taught to be hungry, to ignore that ache so that you may be as small as possible, small enough for a man to notice you.
And maybe you can let the lies keep coming and maybe you're happy with that. But I'm not happy. And darling, I need you and Jenny to know that. I'm not happy with any of it.
Will I ever be good enough? I've tried being me, and I've tried being someone else. Whatever happened to being the party?
Well, now you're Lady Marable, so it's time to be the wife.
As a wife, my chief aim will always be to avoid a show. And to meet your expectations as well as those of my husband.
No, Jimmy! Stop!
It's ready, Lizzie!
So this is where the fun's happening.
This is entirely your fault. Do you have any idea what we've sacrificed for your utter belief that you can do exactly as you please?
Is that
Suddenly a
Catherine
beautiful
Hendricks?
young girl smiles at you and laughs at your joke. Wow. No man can't be blamed for seeing.
And she just doesn't fit. And she never will.
I have battled to keep this family together, and I will continue to do so. And if it will be all right, it is because I will make it all right.
There was a man that I trusted. He made me feel ashamed.
Mabel, I was a girl once and thought I knew what was what.
Boy, that
I'm
would
afraid
mess you up.
gradually you forced to
That
realize
would mess you up.
nothing at all.
Do you honestly think anyone would look at you twice if you're on your own? Even open the door to you? You'd never survive.
Those people and those walls and those silences. I am trying so hard and I'm so tired and the stress is so tight.
Understand? Our whole lives are pretending. Every single one of my friends gets to dance and giggle and hold hands in public the whole time and nobody minds a bit.
I've been carrying that shame with me ever since.
I used to think that they needed to be taught how to behave. Then no. I wonder if it's us who need to learn how to live.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things about that is it'll just keep you in this like prison where you're just constantly worried about other people's opinions and you're just forever stuck in that world of trying to figure out, where do I belong? These people are not real. You know, how do I present myself without caring about other people's opinions, without also demeaning my name, my family, etc. It's a very weird tightrope that we all walk, and especially them, apparently. Which, one of the things in the period pieces that you always see is the fact that, I've said this before, there is so much like interpersonal hostility that comes across in these shows that's unbelievable. Like, maybe it's because they're all like highbrow families in society where it's constantly about your reputation, who you're with, what you're seeing, you know, what you're saying, how your family's seen, etc. It's a very odd concept that most of us probably can't relate to. Yes, we do have our, you know, our day-to-day things, right? You know, and we have people in our lives that we care about how they think of us, but it's not like everywhere, everybody, all the time in this massive social circle, constantly trying to rip each other apart. Like, I've never experienced that. I've never been in that. I never will experience that. It is one of those things where it's just like, maybe it's not worth it being a part of that society. Then we go ahead and pull up some information on the show. The Buccaneers is a historical drama television series created by Catherine Jakeways, based on the unfinished novel of the same name. Unfinished, wow. Published posthumously in 1938. Set in the 1870s, it revolves around 5 wealthy and ambitious American women and their experiences in London high society as they deal with culture clashes, differing approaches to tradition, friendship, and love. Series stars an ensemble cast led by... Okay, let's see if we notice anybody here. No, I don't recognize. Christina Hendricks is the only one I recognize, and she was in Mad Men. Excellent in that show. If you have not seen Mad Men, you should probably see it. That's all I'm going to say. I love that show. First season premiered. Oh, Apple TV Plus. Gotcha. Positive reviews from critics. Renewed for a second season in December. Premise: in the 1870s, the quote-unquote Buccaneers are 5 ambitious women and daughters of the American Nouveau Riche, Nan and Ginny St. George, Conchita Clausen, and Lizzie and Mabel Elmsworth. Following Conchita's wedding to Lord Richard Marrable, the women are invited to London in the midst of debutante season in the hopes of securing husbands and titles. Husbands and titles and bears, oh my. The women's eccentric and extroverted nature contrasts with English high society and centuries of tradition as they navigate cultural clashes and strict social codes while dealing with interpersonal relationships and potential suitors. That is beautiful. That would be fun. That's a very interesting perspective there. I like that. The fact that it was unfinished, I mean, that just gives the writers free reign over the story, which is super cool. That's probably what you would want as a writer, where you have a starting point, you have a leaping off point, and then you can just take it wherever you want to take it because it's completely unfinished. So that's beautiful. And this is a wonderful concept of just ambitious women going overseas into the quote-unquote high society, debutante, that whole thing, and trying to find suitors and titles. And as I said before, it's all high society, highfalutin, you know, your reputation really matters, and who you get married to, and who you talk to, and who you dance with, and everything is just microscopic You know, they're judging you on everything. Your hair, your dress, who you talk to, who you wink at, who you look at, who you whisper to. You know, it's just constant reputation management to the point where you're basically your own PR firm, right? Gosh, that would drive me nuts. I would never be a part of that, ever. That sounds tiring. It does. But then again, you know, you hook up with somebody who's got an incredible title or, you know, is a baron of whatever, a duke of something, and then you're set for life as long as they're a decent person. That's the problem. That's the problem, obviously. You could get married off or find somebody with a title, and yeah, they're nice to people to try to, you know, keep their reputation up. But then you get them behind closed doors and they could be absolute monsters. That's the problem, is that reputation is everything, so everyone's just fake. And you don't really know who you're getting in bed with without actually getting in bed with them, which is terrifying. Terrifying. And I'm sure they go through a lot of that. I'm sure that is full of the drama. Interesting concept. I think it's wonderful. It sounds great. It's a period piece, which I, you know, constantly tell you I love. It is all-female soundtrack. Approval rating of Rotten Tomatoes is 76. Average rating of 6.3 out of 10. That's solid. That's solid. It's above average. Critical consensus reads anachronistic. Wow. Treat for fans of period piece pageantry. Yes. Buccaneers is a feminist and frothy treat for fans of period piece pageantry. That is a good way to put it. Period piece pageantry. That is exactly what that is, and that type of show is. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the show a score of 71 out of 100 based on 20 credits. Generally favorable reviews. I gotta say, it looks good. It looks really nice. Yeah, IMDb 6.5 out of 10. Almost 5,000 votes. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's funny. We got some audience reviews. Ooh, this is kind of interesting. I got an uptick of joy every week when Apple alerted my phone, albeit without my permission, that a new episode was available. The first 30 minutes or so of the first episode annoyed me, with the screeching young girls climbing walls, dropping a shoe and a cake, making a mockery of the simplicity of just being American. Yeah, that makes sense. Then these actors emerged and the storyline lightened and developed layer by layer unpredictably. The characters began to make sense, and the fast pace engaged me, bobbing and weaving between vast, gorgeous landscapes, supersonic shifts in place, quick-witted repertoire. I get it. People who read the novel are annoyed. Step into any Bridgerton online group and the book police are making citizens' arrests on the showrunners. Yeah, I've seen that a lot, where if you're really into the book, you absolutely hate most of the stuff that gets produced. But at a certain point, you gotta just accept it almost as like a different interpretation, right? The director, the showrunners, the writers, very different than the actual author who created this, the scene, the world, whatever. So you just have to take it as its own thing. People were saying that stuff about Harry Potter as well. Like, the books are so much better and the movies suck. And I'm just like, can't you just enjoy anything? Like, it's a different interpretation, all right? It might not be word for word what's in the book, but it's a different interpretation. It's not crazy different. You know, the characters are the same, the settings, whatever. But it's just its own thing. Just accept that it's its own thing. Now, I don't like when writers and showrunners take established lore and then just completely throw it to the wind and then give people, different characteristics and personalities and, kill off people that weren't killed off. That gets to the point of gratuitous, where you're literally you take the source material and you just throw it. You just go, whatever. We'll use the name. We'll use the characters, and then we'll just do whatever we want to do it. That gets annoying. But if it's somewhat close to the book, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and people just need to take a step back. Step into any Bridgerton online group. Yes, yes, yes. I'm glad I didn't read any of these period pieces because I can engage in these adaptations guilelessly. Wow. With a side of Gilded Age. I am calmed down. Like these girls eventually did as they stepped into mature roles. It's going to be okay, y'all. Yes, take a breath. It's not going to be exactly like the book. Oh, here's a negative review. We got to read this. We got to read it. We got to know what, we saw a positive. We got to read a negative. If you want tips on how to create a completely dysfunctional and even abusive relationship, this is for you. Lots of wonderful demonstrations on how love looks like deceit, fireworks, games, manipulation, etc., all whilst killing any sense of history and having people dance in ball gowns like at a nightclub. They definitely saved money on paying for a choreographer. Just bop in your corset. Oh, God. Keep the fast forward button on easy access. I actually got into the first few episodes until the plot divulged into what I can only guess were trying too hard motivations that spiraled into a climactic story-telling disaster. Okay, so this person, the first couple episodes had him hooked. The other person, the first couple episodes, they didn't like. And then completely switched. So, just goes to show people have very different opinions and biases and, interests and whatnot. So you shouldn't expect to take every review, literally. For most things, you have to watch it yourself. The consensus might be, oh, this sucks, or, oh, this is greatest. This is the greatest thing ever. But you never truly know how you're going to feel. So yes, it's nice to have like an overall average of something. Obviously on Google, almost 200 people really are not great on this show. But again, take it with a grain of salt. Look at how many 1 reviews there are, and look at how many 5-star reviews there are. It's exactly the same. So people are either like, I love this thing, it's the greatest show ever, or people are like, this is the worst show to ever exist. So that's kind of nice. I wouldn't look at the 5-star and the 1-star. I would look at the 4 and the 2 and the 3, because that kind of gives you more insight into how many people are like, it's okay, it's not the greatest, but it, and right now the 2s are beating the 4s, which that gives me kind of an idea that maybe it's not the greatest show, but it's probably still watchable, at least one episode. See if you like it, and go from there. But overall, just the overall feel of it, the period piece, etc., it looks wonderful. It really does look wonderful. And, what's more entertaining than a period piece where you're constantly trying to, figure out who's going to end up with who makes an ass out of themselves, etc. It's kind of the fun of it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today. That was the last video of the day. We're going to be doing, I think, 5 per day, Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, I'm going to do longer form content. And then Saturdays, every Saturday, for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, is a gaming stream. I've been playing Fortnite the last couple times. I might switch it up this Saturday, play something else. You're welcome to join Todd React's Twitch channel. Eventually, I will be dual streaming these on YouTube. I just haven't figured out the software. I think the software I was looking at costs like crazy amounts of money, which is not ideal. But there are other ways to do it. It's kind of technical, so it's going to take me a while to figure it out. I have to actually like give it some thought and really dive into it, which right now is not exactly the greatest time because I'm trying to catch up and I'm doing these every day. So you'll see it from time to time. If you follow the Twitch channel, you'll get notifications when I'm on, and you can join, like the folks did earlier. Anyway, ToddReacts.com. The members get 15% off the shop. This is the long sleeve tee. It is Champion branded, as you can see right there. Tons of items for the winter collection right now. We got a heavyweight hoodie that I had on yesterday. We have a beanie, sweatpants, sweatshirt, which is super soft. Oh my gosh, that sweatshirt's amazing. I love it. If you've seen me in the white hoodie as well, it's made by the same company, and it's fantastic. The heavyweight hoodie is soft as well. It's just a little thicker, so it's a little warmer in the winter. We have leggings. We have a whole bunch of accessories. You know, the travel mug is certainly one. It actually locks and then nothing escapes. Look at that. Live. Nothing's coming out. Then we have other things like coaster and mug, which the mug is way back there. You can see it. It's just way back there. And tons more. I'm constantly looking at items that I can customize and use. I have the desk mat, or the desk pad, I guess you call it. It's like a big mouse pad for your desk that keeps your desk looking nice. And also it gives you a lot of room to use your mouse, which is also fantastic. I've been using this thing for, I don't know, months? Like 8 months, 10 months, something like that. And it still looks amazing. I've spilled so much on this thing, it's crazy. I'll come out and admit it. I've spilled a lot on it. And it still looks amazing, which is crazy. I love it. Obviously, there's stickers as well. You can see one on the mic. And yeah, tons of stuff. So check it out. Members save 15%. If you become a member on the YouTube channel, which memberships are now live, you can save 5% on every order on the shop. I think all you have to do is become a member, and then you go to the membership tab, and then it gives you the promo code to use. And you just enter it in when you go shopping, and it takes the money right off, which is cool. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy checking out the store. You can become a member on the website, and you can request your own videos that'll be reacted to live. You can check out the full-length episode reactions. I'll bring up, you know what? I think I have a list here. Pretty sure I have a list. Let me check. Oh, let's see here. Oh, I do. Okay. There they are. I'm pretty sure you can read that. You couldn't read it last time, for sure. Like it was not visible. And I saw that and I'm like, dang. But yeah, you can check out this full list of episodes currently available on the website. Adding more all the time, and I'll be doing more recordings this Friday, tomorrow, as of this recording. And what else? Join the Discord. Links available in the description on YouTube, as well as on the website. At the top, you'll see a little Discord link. And you can get to that list of full episodes just by hitting the sneak peek page on the website, right at the top. It'll give you a list, and it'll tell you exactly how many YouTube videos are on there. There's a lot. There is a lot that have been either edited for YouTube or blocked off of YouTube that are available unobstructed, completely unedited on the website. Not every video is on there, just the ones that have either been edited or blocked. And whenever you watch a blocked video on YouTube, I put that, like, I don't even know what to call it, like see-through obstruction, so it doesn't get claimed or blocked again. And you can check those out. yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it is. Whatever time it is where you are and when you're watching this, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Take care of yourselves. I shall see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.